Hey everybody, it's Doug and your 2-minute training starts right now. Got a question for you. How many of you right here, right now, have lunch menus in your comm center? Oh, look at the hands. Because y'all know, everybody gets these lunch menus where it's like, man, we've got a binder with these laminated lunch menus because when we get to work every day, what are we concerned about? Where are we going to lunch? We all do that. We all know you have these lunch menus all over the place. And you're like, man, we spend a lot of time. I even went to a comm center one time that they had the lunch menu built into the CAD system. And I was like, holy cow, that takes a lot of time. Well, guess what, folks? If you can invest that kind of time making these lunch menu books, you can spend a few minutes every day making yourself a great resource book. I'll give an example of using resources. I was on training on a radio one time, and I had an officer do this thing we call in my agency a roller. And a roller is where they're rolling along the highway, and they see a license tag on a vehicle in front of them, and they just want to run that. And he ran it with me, and he said, okay, I want to run this plate. And I ran it, and it was a Canadian plate. Now, I know some of you are from Canada, but I'm not. And when I read that return, I couldn't figure out what the heck it was. Now, he's asking me, is there any return on that? Any return on that? And I kept saying, I'm looking at it carefully. I'm deciding what it should say. And then I'm asking people in the room, hey, does anybody know how to run one of these Canadian plates? And one of our most senior dispatchers said, absolutely. And she brings over this big 3-ring binder with all these cheat sheets in it. And she says, hey, Doug, I got one in here that shows exactly how to read one of these returns on the NCIC system. So I used it. And once I gave it back, I asked her, hey, what are you going to do with that? Or, I'm sorry, I said, hey, can I have a copy of that? And she goes, yeah, I guess so. So she goes and makes a copy of this one sheet. And I said, what are you going to do with that entire book that you've put together over 30 years? And she goes, I don't know, probably throw it away when I retire. And I said, oh, no. We're going to take that resource that she was going to throw away and we're going to reuse it today. So don't waste your resource. If you got lunch menus, come up with your own resource book. It's easy to do, and it's actually kind of fun when putting stuff together. Well, that's Doug, and that's your 2-minute training. See you next time.